Welcome back, Power Trip Morning Show. Saint Suburbia and Prodigal Son, local music on the Power Trip. Ben Lieber's here. Mike Mussman just walked in. Probably still sore from all the dancing. You're cutting a rug out there, Mr. Mussman.
You do cut a lot of rugs.
You were cutting some rugs.
I don't think he heard you because he just put his cans on.
Yeah. Put your cans on.
Yeah, put your cans on.
Oh, believe me.
Put your C-cup cans on, bud.
Friend.
You were cutting a rug to some Metallica out there.
Dude, I lost my voice, and I had to do another event on Saturday. I woke up in the morning, and I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah.
And I had a full 8-hour event that I was doing out on the lake.
Ick.
Torture.
Rocking on reeds, so much fun. It was like maybe the first time I've actually gotten in the water this year because it's been just terrible weather.
Mm-hmm.
Timing hasn't worked out. Got another thing that's going on that's not working out
to
go out on the lake. And the only time I've actually been in the water is when I'm checking the motor.
And your UTI has been flaring up, too.
A lot.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
You've checked the motor before, right?
Checked the motor before?
Yeah.
Is that a euphemism?
I don't really know what that means.
That's when you're dropping
before
ladder?
I say yes. Oh, check the motor. Is this like peeing off the ladder?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's what we call it. It was like, I'm just checking the
Checking
the motor.
Getting the weeds off the prop.
It's still here. Motor's still here.
Yeah.
Never heard that before. I like it.
Kids are on the lily pad behind you, and their friends are like, why is he saying
Most of the time, though, when you're having a good time on the lake, you don't even have to cover that. You say, I'm going to go pee.
Yeah, right. Do you check the motor like in
You're
the
so crass.
in the hot tub at the gym?
What's that?
Do you check the motor in the hot tub at the gym?
No, only in the pool when there's a ladder.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm not actually going all in. I'm not doing laps. I'm just dunking in, letting it flow. And then
Have you guys ever been one of those pools that it changes color when you pee?
Is that a real thing?
Is that real?
That's not real.
It's a real thing. It happened to me.
Grown up?
100% real.
Oh.
Happened to me probably, 4 or 5 years ago in San Diego, playing with the kids in the pool, and we were playing. The boys were they wanted me to throw the football off the side of the pool, and they were jumping in, all that whole thing, right?
Right.
And we had just started. I'm like, man, I really gotta go.
Yeah.
I'm like, but
Because you're drinking.
But I actually wasn't. I was like, we just started. I don't want to stop what they're doing right now because we just started playing the game, and I didn't want to lose the momentum. So the momentum of the pee just had to come out, and so I'm like, just gonna do it in the pool.
What is it
Like
like?
checking the motor.
And it turns like this.
Oh my God!
So you're standing in the pool, and
I'm
there's
like,
a
no
tutu
way.
of blue.
Yeah, it's like
right
I squid inked all over the pool, and I'm like, and there's like a few seconds of disbelief, like this is real, this is happening. And thankfully, it wasn't like a super packed pool, and I was like, scanning around, like who's watching?
You start like treading water.
I start like kicking the water around.
Oh
but
my
it's
God.
like
God.
it's a real thing, you guys. So just be real careful when you're at.
Time
You're
to
at
go
a-
head first into the water.
You're at a hotel pool because it's
Why
a
would
real
they
thing.
do that?
Yeah.
Everyone pees in the pool.
Right, that's what a pool is for.
Because they want to shame you. Because guess what?
wrong.
I'm not going to do it again.
Oh yeah, you won't do it now.
I won't
Great
do it
point.
now.
No, I'm going blue all the way.
And if anybody else saw me, they're like, "Oh my gosh, that's a real thing."
Yeah.
Wow.
Like I don't want to drop my squid ink everywhere either. You know. So it is definitely a
I had
deterrent.
no idea.
It is a real
Chlorine
thing.
takes care of it.
The thing is, like, I don't know what that chemical. Well, yes, you're right. Chlorine does kill it,
Right.
but I don't know what that chemical is. Is it safe for us to actually be in to
And
react
now
with
is
the
it
ammonia?
inside you?
Probably.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's like a parasite that just like wormed its way in there.
Yeah, and for like a day and a half, you're peeing blue. Just even if you're going to the toilet.
Yeah. It's like worse than when you get soap in there.
I support the police.
Worst experience ever as a little kid. You find that out real early.
Oh, yeah. I just
Ruins the time.
laughed when it first happened to my boys. I just laughed and laughed. It stings so bad.
Is this Zacko? Is this sauce on iHeartRadio right now?
This is how it sounds like on air right now.
Homeowners, do you have any digging projects planned for this summer? Click or call Gopher State 1. Call at 811 first. It's simple, safe, and free. You don't know where utility lines are, so why? Guess. Safety first, dig second. Click or call 811 is all it takes.
My God, that's deep, man. Thanks, James Earl Jones.
You have to pull Marnie's. It's really funny.
I think I got it too here.
Yeah.
Well, you slowed down saying homeowners was problematic.
Yeah.
That's a bad word to start on.
I'll hit this while he's grabbing that.
This is KFAN News with Chris Hockey, presented by the St. Paul Saints.
Yeah, thank you, St. Paul Saints. Again, don't forget this coming Wednesday, 1 o'clock. Wednesdays at Bernie's Power Trip Morning Show, and the Bernie himself at CHS Field. It's 1 o'clock start. You can get tickets right now at saintsbaseball.com. The 47-48 Saints host Omaha tomorrow night at CHS Field. Get tickets for that as well.
It's going to be beautiful weather on Wednesday.
Is that right?
Too. Yeah.
Well, and British Andy cares so much about Weekend at Bernie's, and he has so much discretionary income that he flew over specifically to see Wednesdays at Bernie's
It's a smart move.
at CHS Field.
Yeah. And Bonus isn't showing up because he's going to the Phillies game.
Even though he's going to the Phillies game tonight, and he's going to the Phillies game tomorrow.
Yeah.
And Bernie is at neither of those games.
And as we said, the beer is cheaper at CHS.
Wait, did you say
Field.
Lyle Lovett's playing that night? That's why
He's playing. He's actually pitching that night.
Wait, so did Lyle Lovett? Is he on stage from 6:30 to midnight?
I don't know.
All right.
I can't name one Lyle Lovett song. Can anybody?
Doesn't he
No.
have
Yeah.
that? If I had a boat,
No,
doesn't he have that song?
You're 30 years too young for Lyle.
The only
Maybe.
reason I know is because I think Dave Matthews Band covered a Lyle Lovett song once. And I think it's If I Had a Boat. Isn't that it, Hawk?
I think it's something like that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't remember.
But
off
I
the
don't-
head. Yeah.
Do you think he knows? He
No.
can't name one Lyle Lovett song.
No.
Delta Airlines is apologizing for thousands of canceled flights over the weekend following a massive computer disruption. It started Friday, as you guys know, after a faulty software update from cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike caused millions of computers to crash around the world. For Delta, that translated into more than 3,500 canceled flights. Delta CEO Ed Bastian issued an apology on Sunday, along with offering up frequent flyer miles to affected passengers, saying the airline understands how difficult it is to have your travel disrupted. So there you go.
So do we know why
Hell yeah.
CrowdStrike crashed like that? Like, is there no indication on like what was the cause of it?
Apparently, my neighbor is into all that.
Yeah, the
He's
IT stuff?
Yeah, and his company is a competing company for that.
Oh.
And it was one piece of coding, just one piece that they screwed up with. They went with it too soon. And that shut all that down. So that then they had no other backup to it. I watched Carol Evan on the weekend, and it was late night, and it affected them as well. All of a sudden, they couldn't get anything with the chroma key going. They couldn't do the weather. All of a sudden, like stories just stopped. It was a mess.
So it was like Burgundy when the teleprompter went down?
Right, right.
Man, imagine something big happens like that and we lose all of it, man.
Well, that's the scary part,
It's the scary
right?
part, right? I mean, you couldn't pay for anything. You couldn't. I mean,
Let's just live off the grid. Let's go find a place and just disappear.
Imagine you have an electric car and the grid shuts down completely.
Oh,
Yeah.
One of my buddies now wants to live off the grid. He was telling me to like stock up on non-perish foods.
Yeah,
You lived
non-perishable.
off the
So like stuff that Mark
foods.
wouldn't eat.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. I'm like, I'm not doing that.
is he moving into the woods,
Wants to start
growing
fire.
a beard?
That guy.
God,
Oh, really?
Yeah. He wants to have a fire with you, Mus.
Yeah, I think he just wants to snuggle with you.
It was raining.
I think he wants to spoon.
We didn't have any wood.
yeah. Let's check the. Check
Everyone's
the
going.
engine.
Muss is going.
Can you imagine, Sauce, if you were in the national championship game on NCAA football or whatever the hell this college football game's called, and the grid goes down in
Yeah,
your
it
season?
did. It did when the day
You
it came
got it,
out.
that's right, yeah.
The cable was out in my neighborhood.
I'd burn the whole.
Yeah, it came on at like 3:15. The Lords knew.
Wow, first the mice, now this. You definitely need to burn that house down.
No.
To just move.
No, I'm not moving.
Where would
No,
you move?
don't move.
I can't move. Matt
Everybody
from
freeze.
7th Avenue Pizza is my neighbor now. I can't move.
What?
Yeah.
Look
he
at
brought
that.
a pizza, Hawk.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh, that smells so. You put it right under my
Yeah,
nostrils.
you did.
So you're kind of neighbors with Matt. You're kind of neighbors with Ben. You're kind of neighbors with Greg Swedberg.
And Scott Taylor, but he passed away.
And kind of neighbors then with Gavin Kaysen.
Yeah. He lives, he's probably the closest one to me.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Man,
I think.
am I allowed in your neighborhood?
Yeah. We drove by my house that one time. Hawk.
I know.
You said very nice things about
It was a very nice house.
Yeah. And then you took your pants off.
I got nobody famous living next to me in the badge at all. Savage.
Oh,
Savage.
Yes.
Savage.
Yes.
Zach's never been there.
Until you said Savage, I was like, you could have seen me there.
Yeah, you've been there.
I don't think you would have remembered over the weekend if you were there.
Never been there, Mus. What's the?
You know, it's beautiful when you spend time down there. Yeah.
Las Vegas has another daily high temperature record.
Ugh.
On Sunday, the official monitoring station at Harry Reid International Airport recorded a high of 114 degrees, a new record for that date. Previous record was 113. There you go.
Hell.
It's 5:15
Just terrible.
in Las Vegas right now. What would you say the current temperature is at 5:15 in the morning in Las Vegas?
35.
101.
91.
Oh my God. 80.
93.
87. That's pretty hot.
That's hot.
5 a.m.?
5 in the morning?
Before the sun even comes
Yeah,
up?
the sun hasn't come
That's
up yet.
insanity.
But if you're up right now, you're enjoying a day out.
Sure.
You're not
87.
coming. You're just
Going
getting
for a
home
run.
if you're up right now.
Yeah, correct.
You're in Vegas.
Yes, look who's talking.
Yeah. 2.
Great film.
Yeah. This is not a news story, but it kind of is. I find this interesting. The Las Vegas Raiders are not allowed to publicly promote this year's training camp in Costa Mesa, California. And that's because their practices will happen within the territory already belonging to the Rams and the Chargers. That means the Raiders can't invite the media to cover their practice, and their training camp cannot be open to the public.
What?
Yeah. The Raiders have been holding their training camps at their practice facility in Henderson since moving to Las Vegas in 2020. Weird.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I don't understand that at all.
Yeah, I don't either.
I mean, they have a huge following in LA, and
Oh
I
my
think
God,
they,
yeah.
I think they probably want to just keep exposing themselves in that region and be
Exposure region.
as long as it's legal and everybody's consenting.
Yeah, everybody's cool.
Yeah, everybody's cool. I understand why they want to be down there, but if the laws prohibit you from actually having fans there, then what are you doing?
Yeah.
Because it's not like the news is going to the news coverage is not going to be enough to sway all the fans to like care about you more than the Chargers and the Rams. I don't get it.
Me neither. And then, I'll give you one more little news story here because I find this might be something that you're interested in. There's a lot of beetles apparently attacking the
Obla di obla da?
right, exactly. The Twin Cities area. Invasive beetles. Be real careful.
Yeah.
They're invasive beetles.
Nothing kills them. They have a very big, strong body armor. They're about 5 times larger than a leaf-eating beetle, so the birds don't tend to eat them. They're hard to crack open. So even though the plants are releasing these green volatiles and pleading that some predator of Japanese beetle will come kill it, nobody gets the message because they're an invasive exotic.
So this bug is here, and the plants that it's eaten are like, oh damn, here's the beetle, and they release this thing to have the people that eat the beetles come and eat them. But there's things that eat the beetles don't exist here. Oh. I don't know how the plants know to release that. If I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
In our neighborhood, you have to watch your ash.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. The ash trees.
Yeah,
we got the borer there.
Yeah.
Oh, just trees dying everywhere.
If you
That's sad.
and I know this is for you, Sus, because you got a lot of trees in your little house there.
I do.
If you open your window at night and you hear this,
Hey, Jude. Oh, yeah.
get out there.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I think that's a really good song, right? Aren't we supposed to talk about?
Oh yeah, we're
You have to
supposed
rate
review
the
it.
song.
Yeah. Classic song.
Yeah, top 5.
Classic, number 1.
Okay, good. We're covered.
The thing is, would Sauce actually pick this beetle off the tree and actually try to kill it? Would you touch it?
Good
Yeah.
question.
Oh,
Touch
yeah.
it.
Yeah. I had one
bar.
fly around me the other day when I was playing golf.
Like, no, this actual beetle that they're talking about?
Sure. Then I'd go, hiya!
Oh wow.
Your course had a problem with those beetles. for
I
a little
killed
bit,
a
yeah.
lot of flies. I left the flume of my fireplace open too long, and we got
The
some
flume,
flies.
not the flume.
What's
the
it
flume?
called?
The flume is was at Valley Fair, and you go on the long ride. That was the flume.
Yeah.
the flume.
The flu, and we got some flies, and I had to kill flies. I'm really good at it
Oh wow.
because I take my hat. My hat's a huge radius.
Yeah.
Define radius.
Large surface area.
Boy.
Okay.
Oh, man.
I mean-
Minnetonka.
Not bad.
Not right.
I don't go to Minnetonka anymore.
Not bad, not right.
Sports with Sauce next. Power Trip Morning Show fan.
we are, 1 hour away from the first round of the Initials Invitational. Muss is over there. Ben's over there. Cast of Thousands. And I'm going to guess the players are going to be wandering in here pretty soon, right?
Yeah,
Cory?
between 7:30 and 8, Do-Young Park, Alan Horton, Gavin Kaysen, Kevin Fallness, Steve Lombardozzi.
Steve,
When is Fallness coming in?
Whenever you don't want him to.
Right, yeah, because I'll have to.
you're
I'm
gonna
gonna leave.
Fallness is going to get 0, right?
Yeah, he's a scrub. They're all scrubs.
Sleds.
Most, what's your prediction? Do-Young Park, Max, Alan Horton, Gavin, Fallness.
I gotta go, Doe. Sorry, Max.
Oh, cool.
I'm going on.
Do-Young Park. I'm Fro-Young Park.
Dude, you're still getting off of that. What was that, Black Velvet that you were drinking?
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah,
Good Lord.
I'm a little woozy, a little wobbly.
Smell it.
Oh,
You drank it.
just
I'm
kept
Velvet.
asking me, you want one? You want one? No.
That's what that was the most sobering thing of the night. I was like, must want to drink.
And when
This must be really
Tommy and Bonus were like, absolutely not.
Yep. You were drinking it, and I felt sick.
Yeah.
Furniture, varnish.
It's time for Fan 5 on the Power Trip, presented by All Around Property Preservation.
Thank you all around.
Why are we already playing that? I haven't even said a sports story yet. I haven't even gotten into it, and we're... All right, hang on. My turn? Vikings rookies reported yesterday in Dallas. Turner signed his rookie contract. The 17th overall pick signed a 4-year fully guaranteed contract worth $15.76 million, and that includes an $8.28 million signing bonus and a 5th-year option. The vets are back tomorrow. PA will be live at training camp on Friday, and Nordo and I will be there on Saturday. I brought this up, Hawk, during the break. 2 weeks from Saturday is the first preseason game.
Nice.
It's really hard.
What happened to this summer?
It flew. We were just talking about that.
I don't
off the air.
understand. This one, out of anyone I can remember, is on like 4X.
The weather was
What's happening?
It's on ludicrous speed right
What's
now.
going on?
There was no May. There was no June because the weather just absolutely sucked, especially on the weekends.
Yeah, I think that's
rained
part of it.
almost
Is like
every
we're
damn
always,
weekend.
the rain just sort of like didn't allow us to enjoy the summer at all.
The Timberwolves run definitely made the summer feel
That is
shorter too.
absolutely
point.
true.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I disagree, but that's fine.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
So yeah, 2 weeks from Saturday, and then a week from tomorrow. Are we leaving a week from tomorrow, Hawk?
Week from tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ben, what's that like when you first go in as a rookie, going in first, and then you got the vets coming in? What's that wash like where you're going in that first time you go in, that experience where you're like, okay, it's all the rookies, right? And you're like, okay, this is sweet. I'm in the NFL, and it's like go time, and then the vets come in. And how much does that like make a difference? Because you're going in with a bunch of guys who you're all like, we don't know what we're doing.
Well, yeah, but you also have to remember, like, it's a big jump knowing that, all right, this is for real. When the older guys get here, like we're having like legit practices. You've been practicing with these guys for all of OTAs, so you've been like a full squad for a while. But everybody knows that when the vets get there, it's just one step closer to getting full pads on, and then it's just like, okay, this is gonna hurt, this is gonna be painful, this is gonna be painful now for the next 6 months,
Yeah.
So yeah, the realization of it being real is it hurts you, but you just keep going. I don't know, you just have to do it.
Yeah, you did it in college. So,
yeah,
well, you had to have that experience there, and that helped lead you into this. But.
Yeah. I would say, honestly, for me, it was more of this. I got more nervous and more anxiety for just the scheduling of everything and just knowing how tired you're going to be and how sore you're going to be. It wasn't so much it wasn't so much like, oh, the vets are coming in and it's like, you got to. It wasn't the intensity of like keeping your job or earning a job or winning a job. I mean, that was part of it, but it's also like, man, this is going to be really long days of just being sore, tired, anxious.
Especially when you played, they actually practiced a lot more.
Yeah. I mean, we actually, instead of a walkthrough, we actually had a padded practice at like 8:30 in the morning or 9 o'clock in the morning.
Plus, you got to learn the playbook, which I got to believe is not easy.
Yeah, that's not easy. And they do, it is amplified once you get into camp because all the installation stuff was done in the off season with the OTAs and mini camps. And so then it's like you take a little bit of a mental break and then you come right back and then, they sort of build you back up, but instead of installing, 1 or 2 coverages and fronts in OTAs, they'll install like 4 in a night and then like 3 blitzes. So you might have like 7 or 8 new things to learn for the next day. And the offense is doing the same thing. So then you have to like learn all the adjustments to all those 7 or 8 new things. And so it's a mental overload for sure.
Teams that report in full today and tomorrow, Hawk. The Arizona Cardinals rookies and vets report tomorrow. The Buffalo Bills will all be in camp tomorrow. The Panthers will be all will be in camp. The Bengals, the Browns, the Broncos, the Lions. About every team starts basically tomorrow, Hogs.
Let's
Think
go.
about that.
It's football season.
Yeah, man.
Here we are.
The Twins have lost 3 straight after being swept by the Brewers yesterday and losing their 2-game series. They lost yesterday 8-7. The Twins are 54-44. They put Cory on the IL on Saturday. The Twins battle the Phillies tonight at Target Field. Game time is 6:40. The MLB trade deadline is a week from tomorrow, and there are reports that the Minnesota Twins will be buyers. So
could I see them standing pat and just kind of crossing their fingers? Maybe could they make a move or two? I could see that.
Can I ask you a question? Are you just covering every base so whatever happens, you're right?
Yep.
Maxo, the Wolves played their final summer league game last night, even though they finished 4-1. I don't get it. I'm not going to pretend to try and get it. But Rob Dillingham saved the best for last, man. He had 25 points and 12 assists.
Remember Vanessa? Vanessa Williams, and she was like Miss USA, but then she did nudes and got the title stripped.
Didn't she date
Rick Fox? I think she was married to Rick Fox, wasn't she?
Yep.
So fun.
Can we review that song, Hogs?
Yeah, sure. It was top 5.
Yeah, that song wails. He also had 12 assists. They beat the Magic 115-100.
She's 61.
Woo!
Still got it.
She probably looks like still a smoke show.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
She was Miss America 1984.
Yeah, she took the nudes before that,
Yep.
which I was a fan of. Why
Yeah.
not? Get it out of the way. Let's see it.
Number 1 hit. Save the best for last. Hit number 1.
That song wails.
Resigned her title amid a media controversy surrounding nude photographs after being published in Penthouse magazine.
Penthouse.
Oh, yeah. She went for the real trashy one.
Yeah.
Well,
All right,
Dwight
now.
Hockey thought that was tame.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
First black woman to win Miss America. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Man,
the most
what we
beautiful
did
eyes.
what we did as kids to get our hands on one of those magazines.
Oh,
Holy cow.
My dad had one. So
Well,
it was
you
fun.
just went to Hockey's house.
yeah, we were the porno house.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. It's cool. Come on over, kids.
Man, there's on her Wikipedia page, there's a picture of her in 1984, so the year that she won.
Yeah.
She's prettier
Yeah.
now.
She's pretty, yeah.
I mean,
She's gorgeous.
maybe it's just that the angle and the 84 hairstyle isn't helping her much.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
It helps me, believe me.
She's better looking now. It's unbelievable, man.
Hey, man.
Vanessa
Tease
Williams.
that hair to Jesus. I love it.
Wow.
Oh, she was in Devil Wears Prada.
You love that film.
It's a great film.
Yeah.
They're making a sequel to that.
Are they really? What's they wearing now?
I don't know. Gucci?
Nada.
No, she was in the Devil's Magazine in 1984.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's not the Devil's
well,
Magazine.
Dwight had it if it was 84, for sure, right? Yeah.
Again, he didn't mess with kids stuff like that.
She's going to be in...
Careful. Your mic is on. Careful. People can hear you.
Why are these pages stuck together?
Oh, okay. Moss,
What?
We were all thinking it.
Saggy D's.
Man, her eyes are so
Her eyes are amazing.
so pretty. Holy cow.
Beautiful.
yeah.
Beautiful woman.
Xander Schauffele won the Open, or because Andy's here, the British Open. Justin Rose finished second at 7 under. John Rahm, who bonus got with the second to last pick, finished in second place for our power trip bet, and then my dad with Colin Morikawa finished third. Like 40 people in the bet missed the cut.
Let me just say that this is the least funny Chad Daniels has ever been.
Yeah, I agree.
What a week for him.
That
He
son of
won
a
the Power
bitch.
Trip bet. His Netflix special was awesome.
Yeah, it's so
Made
good.
me laugh a ton. And then he was on Joe Rogan, so he got introduced to millions of people, probably. What a week for Chad Daniels.
Yeah.
How close are we now, though, that Xander will be the ghost?
I think next year I'm with you, though. I think we spin like the top 10 bet.
I think top 3 would be fine. I think.
So
top 3
Shoffley,
odds.
Xander, and
Yeah.
It's the same person.
Scheffler's never going to figure out that putter is so bad right now.
Well, he had momentum, and then he 3-putted on a 7-foot putt.
Right. Well,
that killed him.
His putter ruined like most of his other clubs.
Yeah.
Because then you start sitting there. You've done this before. You're like, man, I got to get closer to the pin. Otherwise, I'm in trouble.
I've quit by then.
Oh, that's good.
Although, speaking of golf, my team in the tournament that we had over the weekend at the club at Golden Valley, second place.
We have no.
What'd you guys win?
With you.
Some cash.
Did everybody have to have at least 2 shots that we used?
It was. I contributed a little.
There you go. Okay, that's it. That's what I'm asking. Yeah.
First hole par worth 2 points.
Nice.
I picked up on a few holes because bogey was worst score, but I contributed.
Right. And if somebody hits a massive drive, what's the point of actually
like
hitting
this show? Hockey and Cory just put my name on it, so it looks like I did something.
Did you walk?
Did I what? No, I did not.
Did you ride your Harley?
No, I did not. My hog?
So it was a golf cart, not a moped?
Oh, it was a golf cart, yeah.
Golf cart.
Yeah.
Going back to the bet, Ben, I'm really in on what you're doing now.
Yeah.
You coming over to the dark side?
I think
No,
so.
but you have a shot at the first pick next
I know
time.
it doesn't matter, but here's the thing: I'm always at the back end of the stupid thing.
Well, yeah, we rig it so you're last.
It's like Abbott and Costello. At one point, Lou Abbott just said, "I don't want to do this anymore because I'm tired of getting slapped."
Yeah.
I didn't know that was his first name.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Bud Costello.
I didn't
Lou
know that.
Abbott, yeah.
All I ever heard was Abbott and Costello.
Right.
I never knew.
Did you
those
think
were their
that was
names.
just one name?
I thought you just made it up.
I thought you made that up.
I didn't know either. I was like,
Right.
He literally broke the thing up because he was tired of being slapped.
Sauce, name other great, iconic comedy duos. Go.
Iconic Farley and Spade.
Okay.
Counts. It counts. Uncle Jesse and Danny Tanner. They were iconic. They were.
Yeah, keep going. This is great.
I like it. Put it again.
Hawk and Cory.
He will accept.
Thelma and Louise.
Thelma and Louise.
Yep.
So funny.
Yeah, Rosie pissed himself laughing at that.
Yep.
Especially at the end. Yeah.
Penn and Teller. Miss Piggy and Kermit.
That's enough.
Yeah.
Bunsen and Beaker.
Not
Yeah.
bad at all.
Daniel and Son.
Yep. And the two Muppet Wall Street guys.
Yeah, Waldorf and Stather.
Yeah, there you go.
Those guys are the best.
Yeah.
PA and Pete Bursich.
Hilarious.
PA was there on Friday.
Yes,
It
he
was
was,
nice to
yeah.
see him.
Yeah, like everybody was there.
Yeah, man.
I think PA was supposed to be out of town, but I think the plane thing,
Yeah, he was
the
going to
crowd
the-
strike thing, killed his weekend as well.
He was going to the golf bit. Think if one of us was like, hey, yeah, we're not going to be there. We're going out of town. Wouldn't work.
Yeah, well,
But he
we are
showed
the
up,
voice
man.
of the Vikings.
I
Yeah.
thought it was crazy because this man here next to us, Ben Labor, his pants became a clown car. He just kept pulling out bottles.
I told you guys I was not going to get
You were
roofied
rolling,
again.
baby.
I was just so shocked how many you could keep in there.
I was shocked how many little mini bottles that we had in the house. I just was scrounging around the house. I'm like, oh, we've got like a drawer full of mini bottles.
Do you hide them?
I know. I don't know why we have all these in here, but
Abby doesn't go into this room very often. This is where I go hide my stash.
I was going to pull you on stage, Ben, but I didn't see you. I couldn't find you.
when you were singing,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have not have come on anyway.
Nah.
Nah. I'll let the young kiddos have fun up there. I was there. That was during the time that the Parker story happened.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So yeah, we were rocking out. So you just hanging out in the back. But yeah, no, I was like, you young kids can go up there and dance and have your ass clap in front
Way
of
older
everybody.
than you.
Yeah,
That
ass
was
clapping.
just Tommy.
he
Vikings
was
news
skull
when we
chanting
come
with
back.
his legs.
And then at 8:15, the first quarterfinal of the 2024 Initials Invitational. Do Young Park should be here in a second. Max, of course, is already here. Alan Horton, the voice of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Gavin Kaysen. And Kevin Fallness. We'll all be here in the next 30 minutes or so. And $70,000 up for grabs with the Initials jackpot thanks to St. Paul Federal Credit Union.
Den of thieves and spoils of war.
At
over to our contest page and enter for a chance to win a meet and greet, photos, and a huge Wenzel's Farm prize pack at an upcoming fabulous Armadillos concert, including Platte River Days in Royalton, Shakopee's Rhythm and Rail Celebration, Elk River's concert series, and the Days and Nights Festival in St. Michael. That's KFAN.com. Make the keyword contest to enter.
Yeah, look at that. Thank you, Wenzel's Farm. That's fun.
Gavin Kaysen has arrived. He'll be here in a second. I just I finished season.
Hey, Randy.
Are we on season 3? Just finished season 3 of The Bear last night. 10 episodes? 0 jokes. And it's up for, 23 Emmys.
You broke a record.
For comedy.
Most comedy nominations ever for their Emmys or whatever.
How did they
I laughed 0 times.
base that?
That was one of the heavier seasons of TV I can remember.
Yes.
Everybody in it is broken.
It's too heavy.
They're fighting for dreams, right? Some of them aren't reaching their dreams. They're all fighting for perfection and all coming
It's
up
like
short.
the Power Trip morning show.
Very
it's not
similar.
funny. Everybody's failing.
I
am.
Some of them don't know it.
Big world problems, right? Look, I just don't. It's not a comedy at all.
No, the hospital scene.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't qualify it as a drama. It is a drama.
Look, The Sopranos is a drama, right? Widely considered to be one of the 2 or 3 best dramas of all time. So much funnier, right?
Yeah.
Because they had 3 or 4 characters that were there for comic relief. Same thing with Succession, right? Like Cousin Greg was there for comic relief.
Right.
Tom and Greg were there for comic. That's a drama with a couple of funny characters. This is one of the least funny shows that has ever existed.
Correct.
And it's breaking records.
Do the people behind the show
that should
actually get to pick what category they're
file.
going into?
I believe they get to file which category they want. They could win drama. What are they doing messing around with comedy?
So there's no other panel or
There should
academy
be.
or something like that goes, no. That's
Well, there
not
should
what
be. I mean, that's the Academy, right? The Academy takes in the submissions and submissions, and they should say, you submitted to the wrong category.
Right. I understand there's a lot of other dramas that are probably going to do better than you, and that's why you don't want to be in that. So you want to go in as comedy?
Again, suicide, alcoholism, unemployment.
Oh my God, keep going. I'm done.
Divorce.
Stop it, my stomach.
Right? Financial issues.
Oh my God.
Everyone.
Parental
Drug problems.
issues.
Parental failures. Every single one of them is dealing with something crazy heavy, and it's supposed to be a comedy. I don't understand it.
Not getting it at all.
Man, this season was depressing as hell.
The Bear you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just watched the episode about Tina.
Yeah.
I think her name is. Yeah.
The llama?
yeah, Tina the llama.
Did she eat her ham?
It was really good. I've liked this season so far. It's weird because it's simultaneously more depressing, but they have leaned into the comedy a little bit more with some characters.
Oh man, Gavin, can you grab that mic for a second? Because I can't not watch The Bear and not think of you, of course, because that's your world, right? Yeah. So the one that specifically made me think of you the most, because I just wanted to know if you ever had somebody like this, is Joel McHale's character in The Bear.
Okay.
Is like this a-hole but genius chef.
Yeah.
That drives the bear into the ground, right? He just wants them to work. So he's been thinking about how much he hates him for years.
Yeah.
And Joel McHale's character is like, yeah, but I made you. You were a decent cook, and now you're one of the best in the world, so you're welcome. And it's like, he's just, it's almost like Ben. It's like a really strict coach, right?
Yeah.
Where
I know exactly what
Sounds
you're
like
talking about.
Swedberg.
Yes.
Right, but it gets you to the finish line. Did you have somebody like that just drove you into the ground, but was part of the reason why you got to where you are?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I would argue in any profession, there are those people that exist, and excellence is created from those people. But there's sort of a way that you go. You either react to that in a way of like, I'm getting out of this. I hate it. I can't do it. I quit. Or you just let it drive you and you say, look, I'm never going to be like that person. I'm going to be better than them. So then that way, when I become better than who they are today, I can look back and say, well, you didn't make anything of your career, but thanks for making mine. Ooh. I mean, those people exist for sure. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Ben, you don't have to name names, but do you have coaches you can remember that specifically were that for you, that made you better, but you hated them?
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of alluded to this even publicly. Like Brent Venables, who's the head coach at Oklahoma right now for the Sooners. Like, he was my linebacker coach when I first got to Kansas State, and the things that he would say to me, and the way that he could break you down mentally, like, I wanted to quit, and I'm like, this is not like how I thought it was going to go. But at the same time, like Gavin's saying, I didn't want to bitch out. I was like, all right, well, he yelled at me as much as he yelled at some other guys too. I mean, so I knew that was sort of his MO, but the way he treated me. And then like later on, we had those kind of like that father son talk of like, he's like, I know I pushed you hard, but he's like, it was like one of those things like, because I knew that you could do it. You know, it's one of those things where they like see more in you than you see of yourself. So I'm glad I stuck it through, but like there was a time like I resented him, like hated him, like gave me anxiety to go into practice every day. Like, oh my God, if I screw up this play again, he's going to kill me and embarrass me in front of everybody.
My dad used to always say that. It's like if the coach is yelling at you, he knows that you can get more out of yourself.
Right.
When the coach stops yelling at you,
that's when you should be concerned.
You should really start worrying.
See, Sauce, that's why Abbott yells at you almost every day.
What happened?
Never mind.
No, Abbott, no, there's, yeah.
Remember he yells at you about things like listening?
Yeah. Gavin, go ahead.
Gavin, another storyline in the Bears season 3 that I was really curious about is the pressure of the review.
Yeah.
Right, when they know that somebody's coming in either unannounced or announced to review the restaurant for the first time, they are freaking the bleep out, right? Because if this goes south, they know they're in huge trouble.
Yeah, that exists too. I mean, I remember when I was living in New York City, I remember often I would be going out to have dinner with my wife. And I remember this one time in particular, I had been in New York for maybe 5 months. And I finally had like a full night off, and Linda and I were going to go out and have dinner. And we walk out of the apartment, we go to get a taxi, and my phone gets a text, and I look down, and it's the editor or the restaurant critic from GQ magazine. And I looked at Linda, and she just turned around and went back up to the apartment, and I got into the cabin and went straight to the restaurant. And it was just like that, you know, I mean, that's how it goes. I mean, there's no, you know, especially, you know, at that time in my career, or maybe because it was New York City, but I think New York in particular has a sense of power in the critics that if you want a 2-star, let's say you want a 2 out of 4-star review, and your 2-star review reads like a 3-star, you've made it. If you want a 3-star restaurant and you get a 2-star review and it reads like a 1-star, you call that restaurant and you ask for the cooks because they'll be closed in 6 months. And that is not an exaggeration.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
it's just over?
Yeah, it's over. I mean, there's no way they're clawing back to that because nobody's going to go.
So then how dirty is the behind the scenes? Like if you know the people that have your career in their hands and you're right, how are there not constant bribes and stuff on the side to try to get somebody to say the right thing?
Well, it's different now. I mean, now you know who they are because social media has exposed them, and then a majority of all the critics have basically come out of hiding and said, this is who I am, this is my face. Prior to that, you had no idea who they were. I mean, I remember when I was living in San Diego, we knew that I was up for a Food and Wine Magazine Best New Chef Award. And we knew that the reviewers of this award were coming from New York City. So every 917 and 646 area code was flagged as a VIP. Even if they were not from Food and Wine Magazine, they were from New York City. And so for 1 year, for 12 months, anybody that had a New York City area code was deemed a VIP automatically. And that was just the game. And I mean, I had no idea who it was. I later learned in life, like, who the 3 people were that I cooked for, and I only caught one of them.
No.
Yeah. It's crazy.
So what about that same thing when it comes to social media? There's even locally there are people that have a pretty big following.
Yeah.
Like there seems to be like a foodie and a food critic probably every other day that wants to come in, and that could potentially, I mean, maybe not for you at this point because, you know, some blogger here in town or some social media person here in town that has a few thousand followers is not going to ruin your career. But, you know, for somebody that's up and coming, that's got to be impossible to gauge.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's basically 3 print media who write: Star Tribune, Minnesota Monthly Magazine, and Minneapolis St. Paul Magazine. Those are the 3 print magazines and papers that do critiques. Those are probably the ones that you kind of watch out for the most. Mm-hmm. But like social media, food bloggers or food influencers or anybody, even if somebody came in and they have, I don't know, 500,000 followers, you know, yeah, I mean, it can sway one or the other. But the thing is, too, is that social media goes away so quickly.
Right.
And like so much is consumed all the time.
It's not sticky.
Exactly. So print kind of sticks, you know.
Yeah.
But like I remember when Spoon and Stable got reviewed by Minneapolis St. Paul Magazine, we had a terrible review. I mean, they didn't like Spoon at all. And I remember I was in France doing this cooking competition, and my wife called me and said, "Oh, the review came out." I said, "Oh, read it to me." And she read it to me. I was like, "Oh, that's pretty bad." But it didn't. It's like
come on.
It's not like it mattered or didn't matter. It was just that the restaurant was still full, and it's just at the end of the day, it was just the way that they looked at it. Mm-hmm. Which whatever, it's all good.
Yeah.
So did you change anything from that? Did you take that? Okay.
No.
No. I mean, it was not. I don't know. Even then and now, like I'm very clear as to what that restaurant is. So I don't feel that I can really get pushed off one way or the other. And then and now I'm incredibly proud of the team that executes that vision on a daily basis. And so I took it more as a hit for them than it was for me. I mean, you can take me out all you want, but them that's a different beast. That's not okay.
Gavin, are there like some that have like a vendetta basically towards somebody, like where they one time gave a review and then they just stick with that regardless of how things have changed?
Yeah, I think that happens. And I, here's the other thing too, like they're all people. So whatever they're going through in their personal life, that might affect their work life of going out to eat. And if their professional life is that they need to go out and, critique everything every single day at these restaurants and they're having a bad day, I mean, where does that put them emotionally for that experience? I mean, I've cooked for not critics, but I've cooked for, people who are influential in this business who have come in to eat at restaurants and they say, I didn't think I was going to like this at all, but you really turned me around. And in my mind, I'm like, my God, you walked in thinking you wouldn't like it? It's crazy. You have to sort of flip the script completely on these folks.
Yeah, there are times where I'm like, well, I can't have this Miller Lite right now. Yeah, I'm just in a bad mood. And it happens.
It's tough.
I know. Those are bad
days.
days.
You shotgun it and everything's fine.
Man, that show, The Bear, though, makes it seem like that level of restaurant is the most stressful and depressing thing. Everybody on the show is just filled with anxiety basically 24 hours a day.
I mean, they do a good job at making you feel that way. I would argue that it doesn't feel that way. To me, those types of restaurants are probably the most controlled environment restaurants to work in, because it's very organized. So Demi, our 20-seat restaurant, is all tasting menu. So it's 5 nights a week, and it's anywhere from 7 to 12 courses, which sounds like a lot of food, but it's at the end of the day, it's not. It's a 2-hour dining experience, roughly. But we know everything that we're going to do that night. I mean, there are these 2 pieces of paper that it's basically like the flight control plan of the evening, and whose allergies are where, what the preferences are. What kind of pairings they're going to get, whether it's a wine pairing, a non-alcoholic pairing, a cocktail pairing, a Miller Lite pairing, whatever it might be.
Goes with everything. Goes with everything.
Right in Must.
Yeah.
Must. That seems right for you.
Yeah.
Cory walks in and it's 12 courses of chicken tenders.
Yeah.
Love it.
But everything. And it's very, very controlled. I mean, it's intense, and everything that you do has to have a level and a pursuit of perfection. But that you get into that for a reason. Like you love that. I love that about that restaurant.
Awesome. All right, that's Gavin Kaysen. Alan Horton, I see back there. He's here. Do-Young Park's in the building as well. I assume Muss's buddy Kevin Fallness should be here any second.
I'm leaving.
The Initials Invitational at 8:15, but we'll do Fan 5 with the entire group on the Power Trip after this on the Fan.